Hello, and my name is Pete Rushmer, and I'm your host today of A Half Dozen Things podcast. A Half Dozen Things is a podcast for business owners just like you. Whether you're an underdog hungry for success, or you're already smashing it but want to continue to level up, we are here each week for you to get insight and learning from the very best in the business. No fluff, no BS, and no self-proclaimed gurus talking about how easy business or life is.
Hi, it's Pete from Flagship Partners. We're proud to sponsor A Half Dozen Things podcast. Flagship Partners help their clients become safer, greener, and greater through a range of consultancy and training services. We offer audits through to risk assessments, contracts through to support with managing your culture, all the way from mandatory training through to management training as well. So if you need any support, please do get in touch with Flagship Partners today.
So I've just had a bit of a boo-boo because I've recorded another podcast and realised that actually I didn't set up my Blue Yeti microphone effectively. So I'm hoping the sound quality on the last one was good. But here you are on the importance of community for wellbeing. So I've just recorded a podcast a minute ago for a previous week, which was around the Men's Health Week, which was last week. And I was thinking about wellbeing. And actually, before I recorded the podcast, sorry, I've got an itchy nose, for those of you that are watching on YouTube. And I've just recorded the podcast for there. And I was thinking about wellbeing. I was actually thinking, do you know what? Just before that, I was part of my peer-to-peer group for Fleet Geeks. And do you know what? It's made me feel amazing having a good chat with some of the other members. Sadly, this week, not all of the members were able to attend. So there was a group of five of us who were able to attend the meeting, and we had an hour and a half on the chat talking about professional, the work that we're doing, and stuff related to our industry, and the reassurance and support that we were able to give each other through that network and community was really, really empowering, and it felt absolutely fantastic. And a really good example was one of the chaps in the group is going for what's called a public inquiry, which means they're going to go see the traffic commissioner. For those of you that aren't in the transport sector, that's quite a scary thing, right? And he is going to do that. And the thing is he doesn't realise how brilliant a job he's been doing. If you're listening and you know who you are, you have been doing a fantastic job. And it was an absolute pleasure of mine to be able to share that and tell him that he'd done a fantastic job as part of the community. And likewise, one of the female members, she had some challenges, and it was quite clear that she'd had some challenges around sexism, and that really got me thinking around some of the privilege that I have around influencing senior members of businesses, and how much of that I like to think that's about my skill set and about the experience that I've got and the professional development I've had. But actually, part of that is a privilege as well, because it may be to do with my age, my gender, and how much rapport I can build with senior decision makers if I look more like them. So that was something that I was really reflecting on. But nonetheless, we were having some really cool conversations which I wouldn't normally have, and I think it just reiterated to me the power of community, because as humans we are built for community, right? When we look back at our history and the sort of mini tribes that we would have existed in, the villages, 100 to 150 people potentially, we'd have had a tribe of people around us. And actually, with the onset of the internet, which I was talking about previously in the previous podcast, our networks have increased, but actually the relationships are much more superficial. And of an evening we would spend quite a bit of time, and we'd hunt with people, and we'd eat with people, and we'd spend a lot of time working together in a team with other people. And I think that sometimes we miss that in modern day society. So I guess this podcast is about that, and just recognizing that sometimes, particularly men, I think, can become quite lonely and feel like they're lacking a bit of meaning and purpose, and that actually a community or creating a community or becoming part of another community can be really empowering and become and help support your overall well-being and happiness. So I think that's really important. We're looking to improve our wellness. We're looking to improve our well-being and our presence, and also develop our skills. That's a fantastic way to do that, is through having a community. So why would you want to, why would you want to be part of a community? Well, whatever that looks like, it might be the church, or it might be joining a networking group, or a sports club, or some other type of social group. I think that it would help prevent isolation. It would help prevent loneliness. It helps us meet other like-minded people, having an interest in other people, and I think that it will help develop our skill sets as well, and our sociability. So I think that's a really important why we'd want to do it. And then, like, what are social groups? So what social groups are out there around you, I guess, is sort of the next thing to think about. Are you interested? Are you religious? Are you interested in joining a church? You might not be. It's very unusual for me to talk about religion, because it's not really something that's on my radar. But I suppose when I talk about thinking about community, there's obviously quite a strong community around many of the churches and many of the religions that are out there, and obviously good support networks for people and their well-being. Now, obviously, people are often drawn to activities based on their interests, and by joining with like-minded people, you will find those. I know, particularly as a man, I've been involved in Round Table before, which was a great way for men to meet other men and get to make friends. Certainly in Peterborough, I moved here a good 12, 13 years ago when I first met Maggie, and I didn't have any friends here. I didn't know anybody. Obviously I was in a relationship with Maggie, but I had no friends. So I joined the football team, and I joined the Round Table, and that was a fantastic social thing for me to go and make friends. And those friends are still alive now. A good 10 years later, I'm going for a social event with those people and make connection with them, and I'm going out with them despite not being a member anymore. I'm meeting up with some guys that I know from there tomorrow. So I think it's really important to have a look at what's about. There's lots of opportunity to meet like-minded people and to become part of a community. So it can feel, I suppose, quite overwhelming, or you might feel a bit of anxiety around whether you're going to fit in, or are you going to like the other people that are there. And I suppose there's definitely going to be potentially some barriers for people being able to put themselves out there and feel a bit vulnerable doing that. But I think it's important to understand why we're doing it, because ultimately it's about our well-being. And in reality, most people are really good, nice, welcoming people that want to welcome you into their group. And most community groups are happy to grow and have more people, because they want to make sure that the work they're doing is worthwhile, and people are all there for the same reason. So I think I wanted to reassure people that actually it's okay to feel a little bit anxious about it, because you don't know what to expect. But actually, those people have got the same interests as you, and they're probably there for exactly the same reasons. So I'm sure that you're going to find people, if you go to something that interests you, whether it's a knitting group, or whether it's a poker club, or anything in between. I can't believe I've just pulled out knitting and poker. But anyway, those communities are going to help serve and support your well-being, because there's going to be some fantastic people for you to go out there and meet, and you never know what you're going to find, right? And I think that my mind's drawn to the dating apps of today. I've certainly been fortunate enough to never have to use a dating app, but it kind of takes away that natural building of a relationship, because there's this technological element in between. And I think that whilst it serves a purpose, I think it's quite nice to be able to go and meet people in person and get to know them, and to sort of go through that anxious feeling and sort of noticing that other people feel the same way too. So I think it's a good thing for people to think about, and hopefully this is encouraging you to go and do it. So if you are, drop me a comment, drop me a message, let me know what it is that has changed your mind, and hopefully I've helped encourage you to go and do it. Because what if your lifelong partner, or what if your best friend of the future that you're going to grow old with and retire to a care home with and is going to be your best pal, what if that person is ready at one of these community groups for you to go and meet them? Or what if there is a group of guys that are just ready for, have got a hole that's shaped just for you, ready for you to go and join them and to make you really happy and have laughter and fun and joy by being around with other people and developing yourself and getting to know other people and people there to support you. And, so much of the benefits that I've had in my life through business, through work, through the relationships I've got, I've come through a network of people that I've built. And, if you're in business, go networking, go and meet people, because you're going to find people who are just like you too, right? And that connection is what makes everything, right? So, hopefully this will make you think about going and helping to build your community and to start to widen your network of friends and acquaintances and start to improve your well-being too. Anyway, let me know how you get on, and I'll see you on the next one.
I really hope you loved today's episode, and if you did, please make sure you subscribe and listen out for future episodes too. Please do share it across your social media channels. We hope to reach more and help more people. If you want to find out more about me, my name's Pete Rushmer. You'll find me across any social media channel and my business, Flagship Partners, and we're your partners in success across your business. Thank you. See you again soon.